I knew for a long time that this was going to be an issue. When you've been coming to Russia like I have since 2009, you know the trajectory of the politics was heading badly. Hey, it's Marcel living in Russia. So today I figured I'd make a video talking about internet in Russia and what we're experiencing, because we're on a border region close to the border of Ukraine, and there's lots of drone incursions that try and come into the region daily. For the most part, they seem to be doing a pretty good job knocking them down before they even get to the city. And I haven't heard any recently around the dacha, but they do like to use this path from time to time. So when it comes to internet usage in Russia, and being from the West, I specifically had to ask permission from the President Vladimir Putin so that I could access YouTube and TikTok to post videos to you. I'm just kidding. No, that's not true at all. Actually, YouTube is completely blocked, so you definitely need to use a VPN. And so with a VPN, YouTube works fine, as so does TikTok. So I have a pretty good VPN. It was very inexpensive. It was like literally $10 for a year. And it connects through Europe somewhere. And it allows me access. And I find it doesn't slow down anything. So I usually do all my internet work from Wi-Fi in the apartment, because that is a high-speed internet that works great. But when I'm actually at the cottage here, I'm operating on data. So data was working. Actually, when I first moved to Russia, data wasn't even available here in the country. And they did bring in a new service. And because the service that was here was a specific carrier, so I upgraded to that carrier, which is Tele2. Their service in the country, I think, was better than the others. So I went with Tele2. And when that service was launched, internet was pretty good. And I was getting, I believe, 50 gigabytes a month. So you can chew through that pretty fast as a content creator. And so that was working okay. And actually, what happened is as time went on, they offered better packages. And unfortunately, the region came under more drone attacks. And so restrictions on data, mobile data, started to affect my connectivity here at the cottage. So I guess over time, they realized that you're paying all this money for a phone and the data works part-time. And that's why I think now we get unlimited data when the internet's working. So I get unlimited data when the internet's working, and that's pretty good. And I pay 800 rubles a month for my phone, which is in Western standards really cheap. I mean, that's like 800 rubles. I mean, maybe $18 or something like that, Canadian, 15 American or something like that every month, which is amazing for unlimited data. So like I said before, the data was not being interrupted, but now data in the country and in many places, it's reduced to the daytime business hours. So my internet works great, I think, starting at around 9 o'clock in the morning. And for the most part, it'll go till 8 o'clock at night. But today I noticed it shut down earlier. And I think the reason for that is maybe the drone attack. So they must have throttled it back and figured that was enough for the businesses in the community to use their internet, because the payment systems need to probably all use it. So it works during the day great, not so much at night. Again, that seems to be hit or miss based on the emergency situation on the border regions. But it's been quite regular that the internet shut off after a certain time here. And I'm thinking that probably assists them from knocking out drones, or I don't know. I'm not technologically savvy enough to understand why drones can use data. And, so there's Telegram as well, which is a site here in Russia that was quite popular. And it's I think it's like encrypted messaging. So nobody can really find out who you're communicating with. So I think what's interesting with that is that that's kind of being curtailed too as well. But I'm still using it on my VPN. It's working great. I've heard complaints from others, but for the most part, for me, it's working. I have a great VPN. I finally found a good one. It took me a while to find a good VPN that would allow me to do all that kind of stuff. Again, I'm making pretty simple, innocent videos about my dacha renovations and stuff like that. I do some geopolitical talks once in a while, or some, poking fun at ridiculous things in geopolitics. So at the end of the day, I don't think it's that controversial. Probably upsets some people, but that I live in Russia. But my family's here, and I came in 2022 April after the SMO started. I knew for a long time that this was going to be an issue. When you've been coming to Russia like I have since 2009, you know the trajectory of the politics was heading badly, especially after Maidan in Ukraine, and especially after sanctions started ramping up in Russia against Russia. So again, the Americans are trying to control the world, and I don't think it works. I think that in the long haul, it backfires on them. People will always find a way around things. And hopefully that internet and the conflict will be resolved politically, and we can all get back to normal internet where I can do more, maybe even live streams, and make a studio up in the second floor of my dacha. That's all I can think about. If you have any questions about the internet in Russia you want me to answer, put comments in below and I will get to them and do my best to answer them. But for the most part, yeah, no, I don't have an issue so much with internet, just because I'm on a border region, and I think that those outages happen as well in cities. And to be honest, actually the city's probably, for data, is probably worse than my cottage here. I get better probably data here than at the apartment in the city. But in the apartment in the city I have Wi-Fi, so that negates that. Anyways, you have a good day, beautiful night.